fundamental rule in manifesting that needs to be followed. It is a foundational principle that is not talked about that much, but will transform your experience, is what Vadim Zeland calls the Transurfing Rule in his book, Reality Transurfing. This is when you allow everybody else to be themselves and you are yourself. At that point, when you can truly and honestly let go of all control of wishing and wanting and trying to get other people to act and do things the way you would do it, and you take full responsibility for yourself, the actions you take, and how you live your life, how you're manifesting, what it is you are intending, all of the responsibility, the weight, the outcome, the stress about the outcome just simply floats away. It is like magic. This weekend, I had an experience just hit me in the face. I wanted my husband to act a certain way. I wanted the outcome to be how I wanted. I was like a 2-year-old stomping my feet because I wanted things the way I wanted them. I thought he should behave in a certain way, in which he didn't even think about it. It was not something he even thought twice about. And then I was upset about it. When I realized that I had no business being upset about it, he didn't really disrespect me. It was a stupid situation. And I could really just lean into that, sit with that, and understand that he can be himself. I can be myself. I have my intention that I am creating. I run my slide of what that looks like. I am highlighting my sector, my version of my reality, in pair with my intuition, living my highest and best. Nothing else matters. I'm going to run that slide, highlight that sector, and move on with my day. What everybody else around me is doing doesn't matter. They are living their own life. There is an interplay that happens. But when you just let go of that control, you can go with the flow. You can tune in to your intuition a whole lot quicker, a whole lot easier, and you can start to see your life through a new lens. This was so freeing to me, and it allows your manifestation to happen a whole lot quicker. Because when you want things and you are expecting a certain outcome, you want somebody to act in a certain way, you are pushing that script. You are using your inner intention to a point that nothing else good can come from the situation. The universe can't sweep in and help you on your journey to get where you want to get from point A to point B, because you are so far out of tune, out of alignment with not only yourself, but with your intention, that it's almost a given that what you want will not fall into place. So I want to ask you today, if you have experienced this before, where you just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and not allowed everybody around you to be themselves, to act like themselves, and you wanted them to be a certain way, versus this inflow type of experience to see how things could shift so fast and easily. So how do you do this? The first step, and I've been talking about this a lot on this channel the last few videos, is awareness. When you are like me, caught up in this situation with such high importance, where you can't see because you're too close to the situation, when things are starting to feel uncomfortable, when that anxiety and fear are stepping in, which for me, going into this situation, I was like a ball of anxiety. That is your first indication that you are not tuned into your intuition. Take that step back, spend some time with your intuition, get some insight on the situation, what you're doing, and what those next steps should be. If you are not currently having that very close relationship with your intuition, that daily conversation, that daily insight, and you don't currently have a method that is reliable to tap into your intuition, check out my ebook. That is the first step in getting that foundational relationship set up to help you tune in and tap in all the time. You can download that. It's free. It's full of helpful information. That's in the description below. And then you are able to make that shift. So once you have those two pieces together, that awareness, tuning into your intuition, you can then even use your intuition to help you let go, help you see how the way of thinking, that pushing that you were doing up against the situation isn't for your highest and best and isn't working. And I think you'll find that you will start to see such a flow sweep in your life. And this could happen in an instant. And that's what it was like for me. I went from pushing and pulling and being mad and being angry that things weren't going my way, how I wanted them to go, to click, instant thinking, realization of what was happening, where I could see clearly and understand that I needed to allow that transurfing principle to come over my life in this situation so I could have more ease. Let me know how this resonates with you in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts, how this has shown up in your own life. And I think you'll also like this video on the interplay between people and how it works with intuition and manifestation.